Imagine waking up 1 year from today. Same room, same phone, same quiet ache that never quite leaves because deep down you know you left something on the table. In the mirror you see a familiar face, but the eyes are older, not from time, but from delay. Now picture a different morning. The air feels sharper. Your back is straighter. The room hasn't changed, but you have. There's a peace in your chest that no one can buy because you earned it by doing the things you promised yourself you'd do. Two futures, same calendar. The only difference is the decision you make in this moment. So listen closely. This is not entertainment. This is a turning point. I'm not here to give you motivation that fades by noon. I'm here to hand you a new identity and show you how to install it. You already know you're capable of more. Knowing is not the problem. The problem is drift, the silent current that pulls strong men into small lives. Drift speaks softly. It sounds like tomorrow. It looks like scrolling. It feels like safety. But it steals the most expensive thing you own, your year. I learned this by studying the builders. Edison, who kept walking past 10,000 closed doors. Ford, who believed when engineers shook their heads. Lincoln, who stood when a nation split beneath his feet. Carnegie, who entered the world with nothing but a spine and a standard and left with industries built from steel and certainty. They were not lucky. They were decided. They were not fearless. They were faithful. They did not drift. They designed. That is what I'm asking from you now. Design over drift. Decision over delay. Identity over impulse. Say this under your breath as your jaw sets. I refuse to waste another year. Feel the weight of those words. Say them again exactly like a man forging metal, because you are. Here is the truth that hurts until it heals. Time does not change you. Repetition does. You didn't become the person you are by accident. You repeated thoughts. You repeated choices. You repeated emotions. And the loop became you. If repetition built this version, repetition can rebuild a stronger one. This is not theory. This is how the nervous system learns and how the subconscious obeys. The mind does not respond to ideas you visit. It responds to ideas you live. That is why you must stop trying to feel ready. Readiness is a myth. Rhythm is real. Rituals are real. Rehearsal is real. Speak your orders into your own chest and obey them. That's not delusion. That's leadership. Let's draw a line right here. A definite chief aim is not a wish. It is a verdict. Write it like law. Read it like scripture. Repeat it like breath. One sentence that points your life in a single direction. Not 10 goals. One aim. If I asked Edison for his aim, he could say it in a breath. If I asked Ford, same thing. If I asked you right now, could you? Take this as your first command. I know where I am going. Whisper it. Now louder. Now again. Until the words don't feel like words anymore. They feel like marching. Tell me this and tell yourself, what is your life costing you because you've delayed? How many mornings were traded for notifications? How many nights were traded for numbness? How many ideas did you bury because a stranger might comment? Drift never announces itself. It just asks you to sit down for a minute and stay for a year. If you let the world program your thoughts, it will program your calendar, and your calendar will program your character. Interrupt the loop. Install a new one. Each morning, 5 minutes of stillness. Then speak your aim out loud. Then one hard task that moves the mission forward, not sideways. This is your scaffolding. It will feel small. That's perfect. Small is sustainable. Small becomes unstoppable when it's repeated. Pause for a second. Engagement cue for your own mind and for this community. Down in the comments, write one sentence of your definite aim, not a paragraph. One sentence. Pin it for yourself. Pin it for the next man who needs permission to decide. If you've never commented on a video in your life, start today. Public words create private gravity. And since we're choosing favorites, drop your favorite line or affirmation from this message. Make it yours. Tattoo it in text before you tattoo it in habit. Listen, fear is not your enemy. Obedience to fear is. Edison felt fear as he burned through experiments. Ford felt fear as money bled and laughter grew louder. Lincoln felt fear when the country was a storm, and he was one man with a voice. Courage didn't delete fear. Courage moved anyway. Let fear be your bell. When it rings, you move. That becomes your rule. Say it with me, steady and simple. Fear is my signal to act. You don't wait for a brave mood. You step, and bravery follows like a shadow called forward by motion. There are 6 thieves you must call by their names, or they'll keep looting your future. Poverty thinking, criticism, sickness, obsession, loss of love, old age, and death. You've met them. They come as whispers. The counter is not theory, it's training. Poverty thinking fades when you create value daily. Lack loses to service. Criticism loses power when you build a scoreboard based on effort and alignment, not applause. Sickness obsession dissolves when you treat your body as a fortress. Move, breathe, nourish, sleep. Give thanks. Make health a daily choice instead of a daily worry. The fear of losing love disappears when you anchor love within and give without need. Aging turns from threat to weapon when you keep building and start mentoring. The gray is not rust, it's steel. And fear of death shrinks when you live days that deserve to end. Speak these truths often enough and your nervous system will relax into power. You're thinking, all right, but what exactly do I do tomorrow? Good. Here is the work, simple enough to execute, strong enough to transform. First, the minute of dominion. Sit, breathe, and see your aim as complete, not a wish finished. Walk through the room, the face, the number, the handshake. Train your brain to recognize your future like a familiar street. Second, words as orders. Say your identity out loud. I am decisive. I move now. I finish what I start. The subconscious is a soldier. It doesn't argue. It obeys the most emotional voice it hears most often. Make sure that voice is yours. Third, the brick. One meaningful task before the world speaks. Not inbox, not feed. The brick. Lay it. Tomorrow, lay another. You don't build a cathedral by shouting at the sky. You put stone on stone. Carnegie ran his weeks with a review, not a wish. Do the same. Once a week, a quiet audit. What honored my mission? What weakened me? Where did I drift? Where did I execute? No shame, no drama, just adjustments. You are the captain of a vessel. You don't cry at waves, you steer, and your calendar is the sea. Block time like borders, guard it like treasure, because it is. There's something I need to say that nobody says in a world obsessed with hacks. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is respect for your future self. When you keep a promise to the man you're becoming, the man you are today calms down. Anxiety fades because there is leadership at the helm. You don't need to control the whole ocean. You need to show your nervous system that someone is in charge of the wheel, that someone is you. Some of you will say, but I don't believe it yet. You don't speak because it's true. You speak until it becomes true. That's not pretending, that's programming. Edison did not feel like a man who could light the world. He spoke, he stepped, he failed forward until the identity fit. Ford did not feel possible. He decided possible and then forced reality to keep up. Lincoln didn't feel ready. He chose steady, and the country borrowed his spine. Borrow it too. Let their names be braids of steel in your own. Now picture a day where the first thing you do is not to reach for your phone, but to reach for your voice. You say 5 sentences that build a spine. I know where I'm going. I decide quickly and wisely. I honor my time like treasure. Fear is my signal to act. I finish what I start. It takes 60 seconds. It changes the next 16 hours. Because words become posture, posture becomes action, action becomes identity, identity becomes destiny. If you forget, the world will happily sell you a cheaper identity. Tired, distracted, compliant. You are not here to rent your mind to strangers. You are here to own it. Let's step into gratitude, not as a soft mood, but as rocket fuel. Gratitude is not thanks for everything. It is thank you for this breath and this chance to swing. It flips your brain out of scarcity into strength. It makes hard work feel like privilege. Say thank you for the pressure. It is proof you are attempting weight that matters. Say thank you for doubt. It is the tax charged on dreams. Say thank you for time because it is still yours and that means it can still be directed. Adaptability is your secret weapon. Plans bend. Aims do not. When the day shifts, you shift, but you never break the rhythm. Flight paths look jagged on a screen and still land perfectly on a runway. Permission to adjust is not permission to drift. If the morning collapses, move the brick to the evening. If the gym is closed, push the ground. If you are tired, walk. If you are scared, speak. You are never out of options. You are only out of excuses. Now resilience. Resilience is not taking pain. It's using pain. When something burns, you have 2 choices. Let it scar or let it forge. You are a foundry. Every tough day is heat, and heat turns raw material into shape. The trick is to stay in the fire long enough to take form. Don't jump in and out. Breathe, then bend the metal. When you lie down at night after a day where you kept your word to yourself, there is a quiet victory no applause can match. That peace is why men climb mountains in the first place. Not for flags, but for a silence they can finally trust. Learning. Keep it simple. Read 10 pages of a book that sharpens your aim. Don't hoard information. Extract 1 sentence and apply it before sunset. Knowledge that doesn't enter your feet is just decoration. Take what you learn and put it under your day like a new floorboard. Stronger with every page. And now belief. Faith is a state, not a wish. Faith is not waiting for proof. Faith is the decision to act like your results are catching up to your identity. It is not blind. It is bold. It does not ignore facts. It introduces new ones by showing up. When your legs move, the world must reorganize. Money doesn't chase the man who waits. Money finds the man who builds a value engine and keeps it running when it squeaks. Opportunities don't knock for the silent. They appear for the steady. Say this when you doubt. Results are delayed, not denied, when I remain in motion. If you've ever wondered why some people win without the loudest talent, look for rhythm. Rhythm beats talent when talent won't train. Rhythm beats mood, beats rain, beats rude comments, beats the ghost of last year. Rhythm looks boring from the outside and feels sacred from the inside. You'll know you found it when you start to love the basics. The breath, the brick, the book, the review, the words in the morning and at night. That love is not personality. It's proof the identity is taking hold. I want you to see your future self standing at the end of this year. He's not mythical. He's you with receipts. He has fewer tabs open in his mind. His calendar looks like a chessboard instead of a casino. He laughs more because shame is lighter when you keep promises. He calls his parents. He leads from kindness because he no longer resents himself. He looks at a project and sees steps, not storms. That man is built one repetition at a time. If you want him, you must train for him, not once, daily. Let's bring it home, not with a summary, but with a vow. You will not repeat the same year again. You will not drift. You will design. Your morning will begin with dominion, not distraction. Your days will carry one brick, not 1,000 shards. Your weeks will be steered with honest review, not vague regret. You will bless pressure and move through fear. You will speak identity into your bones until your bones speak back. You will honor your time as treasure. You will adapt without breaking rhythm. And when you fall, and you will stand faster than you fell. That is the difference between the old year and the new man. Now breathe. Put your hand on your chest. Feel the drum. That is the oldest affirmation you have. Say these words with that drum behind them. I know where I'm going. I decide now. I do not drift. I act when it's hard. I finish what I start. Again, slower, stronger. Let the room hear it. Let your future hear it. Let your excuses hear it and pack their bags. Before we close, drop in the comments the single habit you'll protect for the next 7 days. Your brick. Is it writing for 20 minutes before work? A brisk walk at sunrise? Reading 10 pages? Recording 3 sales calls? 1 meal cooked at home? Pick it. Write it, own it, and share your favorite line from this message so it can echo for someone else at the exact minute they need it. You don't need a miracle. You need a rhythm. You don't need permission. You need a decision. You don't need to feel ready. You need to move. If you were waiting for a sign, this is it. If you were waiting for a voice, hear your own. The next 12 months are the same clay for every man. Some make dust, some make statues. You are a sculptor. Pick up the chisel. And when this ends, do not scroll into forgetting. Stand up. Set a 5-minute timer. Breathe. Speak your aim. Write today's brick. Execute. Then tonight, write the next one. That's it. That's the way. That's how ordinary days become extraordinary years. If this message struck something deep, if it felt like a line in the sand, like the video, subscribe so we can keep building this rhythm together, and comment your aim and your brick. Your words might be the spark for someone else's year. Now go. The world will not wait, neither should you.